This is a disaster. The updates are not working. McLaren and Red Bull remain out of reach. That's the conclusion Mercedes fans could have drawn following the free practice sessions before the Belgian Grand Prix. But is everything really that bad? And did the updates the team introduced this weekend actually harm their car? Let's try to figure it out. This season, Mercedes has implemented a method of small, targeted updates that has proven effective and allowed the performance of the W15 to rise to the level of the third-best team in the paddock. By adding small updates for each Grand Prix, Mercedes could closely monitor their impact on the car, giving them ample time for research and experiments to ensure the updates worked. This also saved the team's resources, as they didn't have to worry about spending time and money on a large update package that might not work. Each update introduced by Mercedes seemed to be a step forward. Slowly but surely, they were closing in on McLaren and Red Bull. The team emphasized that they had finally achieved correlation between the data they received at the factory and what they saw on the track. "We are finding performance, we're putting it on the car, and it translates into lap time," stated Toto Wolff. And now the last Grand Prix before the summer break and the largest update package Mercedes has introduced this season. 4 updates aimed at improving performance: a new diffuser, floor edge, beam wing, and halo. It was expected to be a significant step forward, but so far it looks like a major disappointment. During Friday's free practice sessions, both Mercedes drivers complained about the car's instability and were posting lap times over a second slower than the leaders. The team tried to rectify the situation by fitting a higher downforce rear wing on Lewis Hamilton's car, which allowed him to improve his time in the second sector during the second practice session. However, he lost 9/10 on the straights due to lower top speed. Here's what Lewis himself said after practice. "It was a pretty bad day. Obviously, it's been feeling great in the past couple of races, and it just felt completely different today. We worked on it. The first session was not great, but then in the second session, we made some changes, and it started off great. Then, when I got to the soft tire, I just couldn't improve. There's a bunch of balance issues we have through the lap, and it was better in this session, but everyone else went even better. So, to be 1.2 seconds behind is not great." Russell had a similar opinion and stated that he hoped for improvement on Saturday. But hope alone wasn't enough. Mercedes decided to remove all the updates and revert to the old car specification. After holding a meeting and analyzing the available data, they couldn't confirm that the new floor was a step forward in performance, so both cars were returned to their previous, more balanced and predictable versions, which is crucial during a rainy qualifying session and possibly the race. And indeed, it yielded positive results. Considering Max Verstappen's penalty, Lewis will start 3rd and George 6th. The team managed to maximize the result in qualifying, but it's not what they had expected. So, is it a failure after all? I wouldn't rush to conclusions and would wait to see what Mercedes shows after the summer break. At this point, all teams are practically at the limit of the current regulations, and each update is becoming more and more difficult, especially updates aimed at increasing downforce. We've already seen this with Ferrari, who, along with increased downforce, experienced bouncing, a dreaded word we've heard from Lewis during the first practice session. Porpoising and instability in high-speed corners were already problems for Mercedes at the beginning of this season, but they successfully dealt with them. Now they have much more data and a better understanding of what needs to be done, so we should wait and see what they show on other tracks. Spa-Francorchamps is a specific track with a large number of high-speed corners where porpoising manifests itself. It's a good test in extreme conditions. Passing it indicates clear success, but failure doesn't mean there won't be improvements on other tracks. So in my opinion, they need time to understand what went wrong, and the updates might show their true potential on other tracks under less extreme conditions. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's just a temporary setback, or is it really a failure and a new dead end for Mercedes? Share your thoughts in the comments.